Imagine the mouth-watering taste of warm cookies, crunchy candies, soft cakes, and waffle cones piled high with ice cream. Are you feeling hungry now? Why is it that sugary foods are so hard to resist? What happens in our brain that makes us crave dessert? Sugar is a general term for a group of molecules called carbohydrates, which are found in many foods and drinks. If you check the labels on sweet products, you'll see words like glucose, fructose, sucrose, maltose, lactose, dextrose, and starch, all forms of sugar. High fructose corn syrup, fruit juice, raw sugar, and honey are also types of sugar. And sugar isn't only found in candy and desserts. It's added to things like tomato sauce, yogurt, dried fruit, flavored waters, and granola bars. Since sugar is in so many foods, it's important to understand how it affects the brain. So, what happens when sugar touches your tongue? And does eating a little sugar make you want more? When you eat something sweet, like cereal, the sugars in it activate the sweet taste receptors on your tongue. These receptors send a signal to the brain, which spreads to different areas, including the cerebral cortex. This part of the brain processes different tastes like bitter, salty, umami, and sweet. The signal then activates the brain's reward system, a network of pathways in different regions of the brain. This system answers a simple, subconscious question. Should I do that again? The warm, happy feeling you get when you taste something sweet, like grandma's chocolate cake, is your brain's reward system saying, yes, do that again. This reward system isn't just activated by food. It's also triggered by things like socializing, sex, and even drugs. But when this system gets overactivated, it can lead to cravings, loss of control, and an increased tolerance to sugar. Now, after eating that bite of cereal, the sugar travels to your stomach and gut, where there are also sugar receptors. These receptors don't taste the sugar, but they send signals to the brain telling it you're full or that it needs to produce more insulin to handle the extra sugar. The brain's reward system relies on dopamine, a chemical that plays a key role in feelings of pleasure. Dopamine is released in certain areas of the brain, called hot spots. These are part of the reward system. Drugs like alcohol, nicotine, or heroin cause a massive release of dopamine, leading to addiction. Sugar also triggers dopamine, though not as intensely as drugs. This might explain why we find sugary foods so tempting. Interestingly, foods like broccoli have no effect on dopamine, which may be why kids often resist eating vegetables. Now, let's say you're hungry and choose a balanced meal. Eating it will cause a dopamine spike, but if you eat the same meal every day, the dopamine response will gradually decrease. This happens because our brains evolved to pay special attention to new and different tastes for two reasons: to detect spoiled food and to ensure we get a variety of nutrients. If we only eat the same foods, the brain becomes less excited about them. But what happens if you eat a sugar-rich food instead of a healthy meal? If you don't eat sugar often or in large amounts, it has a similar effect to the balanced meal. However, if you eat too much sugar, the dopamine response doesn't level out. In other words, eating large amounts of sugar continues to feel rewarding. This is one reason why sugar can become addictive. It behaves like a drug. So, whether it's glucose, fructose, or any other form of sugar, every time you consume it, it activates the brain's reward system. Too much sugar, too often, can overstimulate the brain and lead to addictive cravings. But remember, having a small piece of cake now and then won't hurt you. It's the overconsumption of sugar that can cause problems. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it and want to continue learning more about topics like this, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss the next videos.